Liverpool fans, this summer could change everything at Anfield, from Salah's future to a potential £175 million striker move, plus big decisions facing Arne Slot. The drama is just getting started. Make sure you hit subscribe right now and turn on notifications so you never miss any breaking Liverpool news. Former Premier League star Rafael van der Vaart believes Mohamed Salah should leave Liverpool this summer as Saudi Pro League clubs circle. Former Premier League star Rafael van der Vaart has suggested that it would benefit everyone involved if Mohamed Salah departed Liverpool during the summer transfer window. Salah was caught up in a very public row with the club in December, following a spell of matches where he was left on the substitutes bench under Arne Slot. The attacker criticized his treatment before suggesting a potential January departure. Salah was omitted from the squad for the Champions League triumph over Inter Milan before returning to Liverpool's matchday squad for the 2-0 win against Brighton and Hove Albion following direct discussions with Slot. Prior to joining up with Egypt's Africa Cup of Nations squad, the forward also said sorry to his teammates. Nevertheless, the summer transfer window could signal the end of the forward's Liverpool stint, as Saudi Pro League sides remain repeatedly linked with a move for Salah, and Van der Vaart reckons the choice is a straightforward one, telling Sky Bet, "When I look at Mohamed Salah and the position he plays on the pitch, he has lost that extra half yard and the pace is gone with age. He used to be so quick and would run at players, but I can see now that it is different, and this is because of his age. When you look at Virgil van Dijk, age is less important for a defender. There were games he performed not at his best, and everyone writes him off, but over a full season, even at this age, he shows everyone how good he is." On Mohamed Salah, having a big player and a big name is sometimes a problem for both the player and coach. When you expect certain things as a coach from him and he doesn't do it, then of course you have the right to put him on the bench. But because it's Mohamed Salah, this can cause a massive issue. In every press conference, every question will be on Salah. It could be best for both sides if Salah goes somewhere else in the summer. Whilst Van der Vaart reckons Salah's departure might suit all parties this summer, he holds a different view regarding Reds manager Slot. "Arne Slot is the man that can turn things around at Liverpool. I believe this 100%. Spending $500 million in the summer gives you no guarantee that the team is going to be better, and we've seen this. You have to remember that when Liverpool were winning, a lot of the time it was a goal in the last minute. Football is sometimes a game of luck, and now they're in a phase where the luck is not on their side. I really hope that Liverpool stay calm and keep Slot, because he can turn it around." Liverpool have a task on their hands to turn their form around under Slot to help keep his job secure in the coming months. The Reds won the Premier League in his first campaign at the helm, but after a heavy investment in the summer, they have regressed with results in the division. The current challenge is to secure Champions League football for next season, with the race wide open to try and seal a place in the top 4 or 5.
Harvey Elliott's summer options at Liverpool, including potential Jurgen Klopp reunion. Harvey Elliott has endured a difficult loan spell at Aston Villa with limited playing time. Harvey Elliott is at a pivotal moment in his career following the Liverpool star's disastrous loan stint at Aston Villa. Elliott moved to Villa at the beginning of the campaign after slipping down Arne Slot's pecking order, but what could have been a chance to demonstrate his worth to the Dutchman has descended into a disaster in the Midlands, despite him continuing to put in maximum effort during training sessions. The 22-year-old has managed just 7 appearances across all competitions under Unai Emery, with just 3 of those coming as starts. Only 4 of those matches have come in the Premier League, where he has been on the pitch for just 13 minutes since September. Emery's justification for sidelining Elliott revolves around a reported loan arrangement that dictates that Villa must purchase the former Fulham player for £35 million once he reaches 10 games for them. However, it has now emerged that the stipulation only applies to Premier League games, which means Elliott could feature more in the top flight this term, for all that his involvement under Unai Emery has been limited so far. Nevertheless, Elliott appears at a crossroads, both presently and in the summer. His campaign remains far from ideal, while uncertainty reigns over what lies ahead in the summer with a contract that runs until 2027. Liverpool comeback. Elliott's devotion to Liverpool has remained strong since joining the U23s setup in 2019. He earned his Premier League debut in 2020 after a loan spell at Blackburn Rovers and is now featured 149 times for the Reds. Following the signing of a fresh contract in 2021, Elliott spoke passionately about the club he now calls home. He said, "The love ever since the first day has been enormous. I've received so many messages. I'm thankful for everything they have given to me. Their support to us boys is like having a 12th man on the pitch, to be honest, and we've missed them a lot. This year will be nice to have them back, nice to have them in the stadiums, and hopefully we can prove them right this year and go and do it again. They are unbelievable. The fans are truly one of us. They keep us going and keep us positive. We just want to do everything for them. We want to win for them. We'll give it 100%. Whilst Slot evidently didn't rate Elliott last summer, that doesn't automatically spell the end of his Anfield journey. His outstanding mentality and commitment during his loan stint at Villa speak volumes about his character, while the club is already well aware of the talent he brings. He scored 15 goals and provided 21 assists in red, securing 2 Premier League crowns and several domestic cups. A character like Elliott might well believe he can engineer a return to the club in the summer and battle his way into Slot's first team. Help from Jurgen Klopp. During the summer of 2025, ESPN claimed that RB Leipzig were pursuing Elliott on a permanent basis from Liverpool. Back then, the Reds weren't willing to part with the midfielder permanently and faced no urgency to sanction the star's departure. However, with the 22-year-old starved of game time at Villa, Slot appearing unconvinced, and his deal expiring in 2027, Elliott might contemplate a switch to Germany, and he already has a familiar face there. Ex-Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp joined Red Bull as head of global soccer following his departure from the Reds and could facilitate an agreement. Following Klopp's exit from Anfield, Elliott told Amazon Prime precisely how significant the former boss is to him and the club. He said, "I'm surprised there isn't a statue of him yet. You know he's built the team up, won so many things, and he has that legacy which I think will live forever, for many, many years, until I'm even dead it will go on. And he deserves it, what he's done to this team, the way he's built it up and made it like a family, the players, the fans, everyone in this building or even around the world, everyone feels together, and that's because of him. You know the way he is as a person and the way he handles everything that comes his way. He's a legend in my eyes, and he will be a legend of this club forever." Now it's like you look back on these times and in the moment you don't really think about these things, because as a player, it's always about the next game. You can't get too overwhelmed with these situations. But looking back, as I say, he's a legend. Premier League switch. Should Liverpool and Elliott conclude that a permanent departure suits both parties, a transfer to a Premier League rival could be in his future. There would probably be plenty of suitors for a player who has demonstrated his abilities in the top flight, while the remaining duration on his deal, plus a potential drop in his asking price due to his limited game time, might also prove attractive. Prior to his Aston Villa move, West Ham were amongst the clubs reportedly keen on Elliott. More recently, Leeds have also been touted as a potential destination for the midfielder. What lies ahead for the Liverpool talent remains to be seen, with a significant summer on the horizon.
Jeremy Jacquet injury update emerges after Liverpool signing suffered serious blow. Jeremy Jacquet is set to join Liverpool in the summer, but there is uncertainty that he will be available for Rennes before the end of the season. While Jeremy Jacquet is set to join Liverpool in the summer, there are doubts about his availability for Rennes before the end of the season. The defender agreed to switch to Anfield in the winter market, signing for a fee worth up to £60 million, but with the understanding that he would stay at his current club for the remainder of the campaign. Not long after Jacquet agreed terms, he suffered a shoulder injury as he was left shrieking in pain during Rennes' clash with Lens in the league. Speaking at the time of the injury, then Rennes boss Habib Bey said, "For Jeremy, it's his shoulder, and for Abdelhamid Ait Boudlal, the other Rennes player injured, it's muscular. We'll have time to see, but it's definitely quite serious for both of them." The Frenchman hasn't played since, but there are now doubts over whether he will be able to feature before the end of the season. And now, according to CI Armorique reporter François Rousey, there are fears over the injury, with no guarantee over his availability in the coming weeks. He posted on X, Ait Boudlal and Seydou are fit for the trip to Auxerre. Blas, too, despite his absence from this morning's session. Kamara and Frankowski are out, just like Jacquet, whose return before the end of the season is not guaranteed. Discussions ongoing with Liverpool on the health status of Jacquet and the next steps to follow regarding the central defender. It would be quite a blow for the 20-year-old if he can't feature for Rennes again, as he looks to continue developing and end the campaign on a high with his club. Jacquet has made 33 appearances for the club and has quickly grown to become one of the most promising young centre-back options in European football. Clubs such as Chelsea were looking at a move for the defender, but it was ultimately the Reds who were able to seal a deal ahead of their rivals. There will be some hope that Jacquet can make a return in time to pick up more minutes for Rennes to continue his development before moving to the Premier League, while European qualification is still on in Ligue 1. There are 12 games remaining in the division, with the season ending in mid-May before he is set for a rest before joining up with the Liverpool squad.
Andy Robertson pays glowing tribute to James Milner after making Premier League history. James Milner received tributes across the Premier League after making history. Andy Robertson paid an emotional tribute to James Milner after the ex-Liverpool star broke the Premier League appearance record on Saturday. The 40-year-old started in Brighton's 2-0 win against Brentford at the G-Tech Community Stadium, marking his 654th Premier League match, beating the record set by former Aston Villa and Manchester City midfielder Gareth Barry. Milner's top-flight debut came all the way back in 2002 as a 16-year-old for Leeds United, which at the time made him the second youngest player ever to play in the Premier League. His illustrious career has seen him also play for Newcastle, Aston Villa, Man City, and Liverpool while winning the title 3 times. Upon breaking the record, the ex-England midfielder was subject to many tributes across English football, with several of his former Reds teammates joining in, including Robertson. Having spent 6 years playing alongside at Anfield, the Scotland captain wrote on Instagram, "The cop is right, there's only one James Milner. Most Premier League appearances ever, an unbelievable achievement and one I can't see ever getting overtaken. I'm sure everyone will talk about mentality and character, and they're right, but what a footballer. Technical ability and creativity. I feel very lucky I got to play with you for so long. Cracks me up how much the man himself will be hating all the fuss and attention. Suck it up, Jimmy. Gonna have to accept there's a lot of people out there who appreciate how good you are. Proud to be able to call you my mate, at James Milner Official." Robertson was joined by Joe Gomez, who offered his own congratulations to Milner on social media. The 28-year-old, who joined Liverpool alongside Milner in 2015, wrote, "One of the biggest influences on my career on and off the pitch. The epitome of hard work and an unbelievable player. Grateful to have shared a dressing room with you. Congratulations on such a big milestone, at James Milner Official." Continuing to have a key role at a top-flight club, former England teammate Wayne Rooney claimed he believes Milner can play until he's 43 years old. Rooney told BBC Sport, "Millie deserves to break the record. I think it's well known how professional he is and how hard he's worked all throughout his career. It's an incredible record, and it just shows that when you work hard, it pays off. He's 40 now, and players are playing until they're a bit older nowadays. We've seen that with Cristiano Ronaldo as well. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes on for another 2 or 3 years."
It will cost Liverpool £175 million to secure ideal forward. It looks inevitable that Mohamed Salah will leave Liverpool this summer. The Egyptian king has been at Anfield since 2017, but the writing is on the wall for his Anfield career. Although under contract until 2027, the 33-year-old is being targeted for a lucrative deal in the Saudi Pro League ahead of the summer transfer window opening. Al Ittihad and Al Ettifaq are set to contest the signing of Salah, who fell out with Liverpool coach Arne earlier in the season. The wide forward is no longer reaching his highest form on a consistent basis, and therefore the club could seek a buyer. Richard Hughes agreed to pay Salah $400K per week when he renegotiated his deal last year, a hefty sum considering Salah's current output. And if Liverpool do indeed manage to offload Salah, then talk will turn to who should come in to replace him. Elliott, top of Liverpool's list. Now a report from Spain is claiming that Hughes and the FSG decision-makers have found their ideal Salah successor in the Bundesliga. Michael Olise, 24, has been a revelation since signing for Bayern Munich from Crystal Palace in 2024. The France international stats this season are staggering, already into double figures for his goal scoring, and will soon hit 30 assists across all competitions. Under contract until 2029 at the Allianz Arena, Bayern would dearly love to extend Olise's terms, but Liverpool are reported by Fichajes to be ready to entice Olise back to the Premier League as Salah's heir in the team. Olise would cost €200 million, £175 million. The Bayern Munich winger is considered the ideal heir, the report reads. The strategy involves two approaches. The first is to convince the player that the sporting project at Anfield is the right step for his career. The second is to prepare an offer so compelling that it is virtually impossible to refuse. Liverpool paid £125 million for Alexander Isak last summer and committed another £116 million on a deal with Florian Wirtz. But according to the report, the Premier League champions are prepared to climb even higher in a deal for Olise. Liverpool's plan of attack for Olise. The figure being discussed is close to €200 million, the report reads. The plan involves enticing the player, and if he accepts the idea of a change of scenery, having him exert pressure from within to facilitate the negotiation. It remains to be seen what the club's plans are regarding Salah and whether or not they will go for a senior option like Olise or else a top prospect. Jan Diamante has been mentioned as a player of that caliber, although RB Leipzig are thought to be holding out for €87 million for the young Ivorian.